Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining today's webinar. I, along with my entire team at SSPM Consultants, welcome you all to this webinar today, hosted by us. Before we start with the webinar, let me just give you a quick introduction about myself, my company. So I'll start with myself. I am Neha Chopne. I work as a project manager at SSPM Consultants, and I have about 4 years of experience now working with Smartsheet. Let's speak about the company now. So we are SSPM consultants, and we are 5+ year old organization. We have worked with numerous clients and offered them some great Smartsheet solutions to transform their business into a streamlined one. These are the services offered by us at a very high level. So let's start with customer onboarding. We can provide you a seamless transition into Smartsheet with our tailored onboarding services. We also offer Smartsheet admin support to keep your Smartsheet environment running smoothly with our administrative support services. Moving on to mergers and acquisitions, whether we are migrating from any other software to Smartsheet or maybe from Excel, let us handle all the complexities for you. Our experts will ensure that your data transfer is secure and accurate, and you can optimize all the Smartsheet features. We offer custom solutions as well because we understand that every business is unique. So would be the solution that we would be offering them. So we will work with you to design custom workflows, dashboards, reports, or anything that would suit the best for your needs. Then we also have training services to enhance your team's Smartsheet skills with comprehensive training program from our side. And then license and renewal services. We can assist you in acquiring Smartsheet licenses and add-ons at a very competitive and negotiative rate. So in case if you're looking forward for any such services related to Smartsheet, please feel free to reach out to us at sspmconsultants.com, and we would be more than happy to assist you. Now, before we start with the webinar, let me just give you a quick introduction about the speaker today. And towards the end of the session, we are going to conduct a question and answer round. So if you will have any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to drop them in the chat box, and my team will be actively responding you there. And towards the end, we will address them personally as well. So now, the introduction of today's speaker. We have Lavanya Somshekar with us. She is a Smartsheet consultant, and she has worked with numerous clients to help them resolve their complex business problems by providing some great Smartsheet solutions. And she has a proven track record history. So over to you, Lavanya.
Thank you so much, Neha, for the sweet introduction. So, hello everyone. I welcome you all to Smartsheet Forms live webinar. And today, joining with me is Ranjan, my colleague, who will help me with changing the slides and screens. So, let's get started. Agenda. Today, we are tackling something we have all experienced: drowning in messy email chains trying to collect information. By the end of the session, you'll see how Smartsheet Forms can make that chaos a thing of the past. Here's our game plan. We'll start with what Smartsheet Forms are, how to create and share them, compare them with Google Forms, and finally explore real world use cases. And yes, there's a live demo where we'll learn how to build and use the form. So, now that we know what's ahead, let's start with the problem we have lived through and maybe even complained about this morning: collecting data clearly with Smartsheet Forms. Let me paint you a picture. It's a Monday morning, you open your inbox, email 1 says, "Here's my updated resume," email 2 says, "Forgot to add my phone number, here it is," email 3 says, "Actually, can you use this version instead?" By the time you piece it all together, you've got 5 different threads for one person and you're wondering, why is my life this? Email is great for conversation but terrible for structured data collection. You get scattered messages, inconsistent format, missing details, and you spend hours chasing people for follow ups. So, what if all that information comes to you perfectly structured in one place without you lifting a finger? That's where Smartsheet Forms comes in, an antidote to messy email chaos. So, quickly in the chat, let me know how many of you have had to scroll through dozens of emails just to piece together missing details. Let me know. And to show you how wonderful this fix can be, let's step into a real world scenario where this problem drives people crazy, which is HR. So, smarter hiring for HR. Imagine your Imagine you're HR and SSPM consultants and you announce an open role. So suddenly your inbox is filled with all the resumes from all parts of the world. 15 different formats, half without contact numbers, some missing key info entirely, and a Smartsheet job form changes that. Same questions for everyone, required fields so nothing is missed, and all responses neatly in one place, ready for screening. So, how do we turn that hiring chaos into a smooth, organized process? Let's start with the basics. What exactly are Smartsheet forms? Smartsheet forms turn any sheet into a data collection engine. They're customizable, brandable, and connected directly to your workflow. With one form link, candidates fill in their name, role applied for, work experience, and upload their resume. On your end, you get an organized sheet with all information ready for screening. So let's see how the form looks. So this is the job application form I created for SSPM consultants. And on the right hand side, we have the candidate name, candidate email, role applied for, work experience, a resume upload place field wherein they can drop in their resumes and they'll click submit. So now you know what they actually look like. Let's build one together and I'll show you how easy it is. So, how do we create the form? So we can create a form using just 4 steps. Just open or create the sheet where the form data will be stored. Click on Form button and select Create Form. Now, add fields and customize as per your requirements. You can set required fields and helper text can be added. Then preview, share via link, email, or embed in a dashboard or website. Let's go hands on and create a similar form for the same sheet which I've created. So this is how my sheet looks like. All the columns in blue is the candidate related fields wherein the candidate will fill in their information and all other fields such as HR manager, recruiter, these are HR related fields for our internal processes. So I'll click on forms and click on create form. And here we are in the form builder. Notice how every field in the sheet is already automatically in here. So Smartsheet has already connected them and saved us from the hard work. So if you were if you were building a form for your team, what's the first question you would make mandatory? Tell me in the chat. So here's where we go from a plain list of questions to a workable and buildable Smartsheet form. In the next slide, we'll understand the form building fundamentals. So every form field maps to your sheet. You can reorder them, make fields required, set default values, select validation, and even add helper text for clarity. Now, let's make this form a HR friendly form. So I'll go ahead and remove all the HR related fields. So now I'll click on candidate name and mark it as required, as some of the candidates might actually forget to fill in the candidate full name. So there is no validation for this. So on candidate email field, I'll mark it as required and I'll use validation as email. So this restricts the type of data they fill in so that will have consistent data collection throughout all the form intakes. So next up, we have role applied for. I'll mark it as required. And when we have drop down type column, we can have three types of display options, that is drop down, vertical buttons, and horizontal buttons. So for now, I'll just keep the horizontal buttons. And next up, we have work experience. I'll make it as required, and I'll give the vertical drop down option for this and put in a helper text saying in years, so that we don't get answers like have lots of experience, have experience since I was 5, something like that. So I'll change the colors to blue. So this is how you add few details to your form fields to make it more usable, more customized, and restrict different types of different types of data set which you don't want on your application form. So now I'll drag a form element which is known as the file upload and rename it as resume upload. So now I'll mark it as a required field. So this enables the user to add the resume files which directly gets captured as an attachment in each row, in their respective row. So this is the basic forms with basic entries. And let me know if anyone has ever received a form response that made you laugh or scratch your head. So share it in chat. Now we are going to make our form smart. So people only see questions they need to answer. So this brings us to the slide conditional logic and smart fields. Here's where it gets fun, and this is where the forms get smarter. It shows or hides question based on earlier answers. I'll just quickly show it. Let's just say um, if the role applied for data analyst, let's ask for certification link. So I'll create a new field named as certification link. Now I'll add it, make it as required, add helper text. So this field is set. Now for the logic to work, I'll click on role applied for field, click on logic, and now I'll add the logic. When the role applied for is data analyst, then show the certificate link and I'll add. So now we have set the rule. Let's see how this form looks now. I'll quickly just show you how this might look. So if I click on role applied for as data analyst, then only I'll will get the certification link pop up. If not, they just have to answer the rest of the questions. So it hides unless it's needed. So shorter forms means happier people. If you could hide a question for most people, so but show it for certain cases, what would those cases be? You can share your thoughts in the comment section. So now once the form is working the way we want, it's time to make it look the way we want. Now, let's go to the slide branding and appearance and understand. Yeah, your form can look like your form. Add your logo, brand colors, or even background image. So, how do we do that? So now I don't want this HR form to look generic. So I have an option of adding color, background color to it, or either image. So I'll change the color for now. We'll make it as blue. The blue is SSPM's color. So yeah, it's more of a purple shade, but it looks good. I'll apply. Then we also have an option of adding the logo. So I've already added the SSPM logo here. So you can add in your logo, you can add in images. So in the settings part, now I'm gonna select side by side since we already looked the vertical form. So if you do not want to show your branding while sharing the sheet with your clients, then you can switch off the Smartsheet branding icon here. So it will just show up as a plain form with no Smartsheet branding present in the form. So next up, we have security. That is default. When you share this form, it can be used by anyone. But in case if you want to restrict the users, then you can select any one of these or all of these to make sure the form doesn't land in the hands of people you don't want any entries from. Next up is the form submission. So what should happen after form is submitted? So we can either display this message, reload the same form for another entry, or send user to link. So now I'll display this message as success. We have captured your response. The new submission should appear on bottom of the sheet. This is my personal preference because it will keep the form submissions in an order, so that it will be helpful for us and removes all the confusions in between. So the last option which we have in settings is send email of submission. So if you want the user to get a copy of their own response, then we can check this box. And that's it. These are the basic settings. These are the basic branding and appearances things you can quickly change and update. So brand colors, yes or no? Would you go plain or match your style? Let me know in the comments. A great form is useless if nobody sees it. So let's talk about how all the ways you can share it. Let's go to the slide sharing and display form. So once the form is ready, it's time to send it out. So Smartsheet gives you several ways to share. So a shareable link, public for email or chat, or you can put it on website, or directly email it by adding subject and message, or embed code link can be also taken from the share option and used it wherever we want. So this is the sharing part. Now you can display the same form as a QR code. I can download and print this for events or walk-ins. As also we can embed it in a company website or dashboards like portfolio dashboard or project dashboard. So it feels like part of your workflow. And here's something cool. It's called kiosk mode. So if I'm at a career fair and I can put this on the tablet in full screen, so people can walk up and apply on the spot. So people can submit via phone, tablet, kiosk, or even offline. So Smartsheet saves draft if the internet drops. Where would you share a form first? Email, WhatsApp, website, or QR code? Let me know in the comments. And here's the real magic. Let's see what happens after someone hits submit. So let's go to the automation and workflow. So every form submission can trigger alerts, approvals, or follow-up requests automatically. Now, let me share my screen and show you the workflow which I have created for job application form. Yeah. So this is my job application form. So as I mentioned earlier, we have the candidate details on the left-hand side in blue columns, and we have few HR-related data updated here. Now, when the form is submitted, the entry will come and sit here. So let's just quickly do one live submission. So this is my original job application form. I'll type some dummy data. And I'll update some. Since it's much required, I have to update anything in the file option here, or else will not be able to submit the form. So success have captured my response. Now in my main sheet, I'll get this entry in the bottom. Yeah, we can see here. So once I get the entry in my sheet, I'll click on the automation. I'll quickly show you all how the automation workflow is designed. So first up is when new application is received with candidate details, the HR manager is notified. And if the candidate meets the minimum requirement, let's say work experience is less than 1 year, then we'll send the candidate that it's not meeting our minimum requirements. If the candidate meets the minimum requirements, then we'll notify the recruiter. So then the recruiter fills in the interview information and sends the department head for approval. If the department head approves the candidate, then we'll send the candidate a shortlist notification saying congrats on getting shortlisted for this job, or else if they decline it or the department head disapproves it, so the candidate will get a rejection email. We can also set up the interview scheduling from the same workflow. Other than this, we can create many, not just one, we can create multiple forms from the same sheet. Also link other sheets, other form links in the same sheet for using it in the automation and workflows. So so the form isn't just a collector, it's the start of an automated process. So what's one task you wish could happen automatically after a form is submitted? So let me know your thoughts. I'll go through it personally. Now that we understood the architecture, working, and features of the form, let's dig in some use cases. Let's go to our use cases slide. So first up, we have field inspection use case. So let's say I have a construction company and I have my field inspectors on site, giving me updates on the progress, also sending me the photos of the updates, any new material received. So they'll have a list of checklist and progress to share. Now, since they are on site, they won't be having access to laptop. They might have it, but it's not feasible to open it and carry around the whole construction site. So that's when we can just simply send a form link of the checklist and the progress update form, wherein they can open in the tablet kiosk mode and just update it in one single click. So this is one of the field inspection use case. Let me know if this works out for you and what your thoughts about it. So next use case is regulatory data collection. So let's say in SSPM we have a lot of internal compliance processes which we follow, and it's better we use a form rather than conversing on emails for answering questions. So in this case, we embed the form link in dashboard or send it on email or just put it on our website. So us this makes easier for the employees to kind of attend all the compliance training programs, attend everything so that it's hassle free. So next up, we have use case of project intake. So this is a more advanced use case. On my screen, you'll see my BC dashboard. Yeah. So here on the dashboard, we have embedded the project intake sheet form. Why is this powerful? It means anyone, clients, team members, or other departments can submit the project submit requests without leaving the Smartsheet dashboard they're already using. So let's quickly put in a request ourselves. John, let's say sunflower, and select the category and update some dates, start date and due date, budget cost, and owner, and I'll approve it. So agreement upload, we will upload the PDF of the agreement in real case scenario and click on submit. So you can see it here once after I clicked submit. So the form has reloaded for the second entry. So this makes the perfect use of embedding the forms on a dashboard where anyone can quickly put in the intake request and use the sheet. So also the data instantly flows right into our project intake sheet, and thanks to automation it can trigger assigning a project owner, auto generating a project id, creating a starter folder in control center as well. So the request doesn't just sit somewhere, it starts the project workflow immediately. Now, how many of you currently collect project requests by email? Imagine cutting that process down to one dashboard click. And while project intake sheet is great, Smartsheet forms can also be shared as QR code. Let me quickly jump into my slide. So next up we have the feedback form. So feedback form is simple but a powerful example. So we use this at events, after training sessions, and even on dashboards. People can give us quick feedback in under 1 minute, which is likable. So generally, even if they ask feedback for me whenever I go out to a shopping center or somewhere, I do hesitate giving out because it usually has a long list of questions to answer. So what if we create a smart sheet form and embed the QR code on a poster? So the poster, the form looks like this, and the poster looks something like this, which has a QR code scanner in middle. So this QR code right here, if you can scan it right now with your phone, you'll go straight to our feedback form. So this is actually cool. You can let me know what your thoughts on this in the chat. I'll just quickly show you the form. So this is our feedback form. So this is our feedback form. So you can, as soon as you click on the QR code, it takes you to this page, and you can give your name, email ID, rating, and feedback. Right. So whether it's for customers, employees, or even participants, a feedback form like this can replace piles of random comments in email or chat with something structured and actionable. So, who here uses QR code in their process already? And imagine pairing that with instant AI analysis. So, let's explore AI tools on Smartsheet for quick insights. So, let's quickly go back to our slide. Yeah, Smartsheet with AI superpowers. So, Smartsheet has gone to a next level with AI powered insights in the itself. So, so let's get into the feedback form sheet, and I'll show you the AI insights. So here we have the feedback form backend sheet. Now, so on the right hand panel, you can see two stars which shows generate with AI tools. If you click on that, we have three options: analyze data, generate formulas, text and summaries. So for this use case, I'm just clicking on text and summaries, and I'll write from row number 1 to 5. I'll select row number 1 to 5 and describe the text input. So after I click generate, so I'll click on the cell I want and just click on apply to selected cell. So in just one click, we have got a summary of the feedback. So it kind of goes through all the feedbacks and frames the right sentences and makes it look more usable for our analysis. The same way, we can have the rating. So I let me write this out. So let's say rate feedback as positive, negative, or neutral. In example rating, I'll select the rows and I'll click on generate text. So now I'll click on the rating cell and apply to selected cell. So it just feels with this rating analysis and all, it feels like having a virtual assistant who reads everything for you and tells you what exactly and where to focus. So these are the few AI insights we have. So if you had AI helping you process form submissions, what's the first task you would have to do? So let me know in the comments and we'll understand the best practices. Ranjan, can you yeah. So as there are only few best practices for form anyone can use and anyone can add their creativity and make the best use of Smartsheet forms. Few points to remember is always use a dedicated intake sheet so you can archive later. Keep the form short and group related documents and thoroughly test it before you launch the form. So next up we have, now that we have gone through the whole journey of a Smartsheet form, let's see what is the difference between Smartsheet forms versus Google Forms. Yeah. So Smartsheet forms go beyond simple data collection. They are directly integrated into your workflow. Real-time updates. So every form submission instantly updates corresponding Smartsheet row, eliminating manual copy-paste work. So it's dynamic. You don't have to jump into do any changes or any triggers, so it happens automatically. It can be automated completely, um, using like whatever logic you want based on the triggers. So next up we have automation power. So built-in automation triggers allow you to send alerts, assign tasks, or update fields automatically. No external tools are required. We have rich data collection. Unlike Google Forms, Smartsheet supports attachments and e-signatures directly in the form, making it ideal for HR procurement and compliance heavy processes. Next up is enterprise ready. So it offers robust governance, permissions, and audit trails for secure and scale use. So it is reliable, and any large scale business we can build in detail smart sheet, workflows using forms as well. So, actionable insights, native dashboards and reporting turn collected data into visual, shareable insights without exporting to another platform. So, the bottom line is Google Forms is fine for simple surveys, but Smartsheet Forms are designed for connected, automated, and enterprise grade work management. So, we have come to the end of the webinar. So, let's zoom out for a second. We started with common headache, messy email chains, missing info, endless follow-ups, and we have seen how Smartsheet forms can completely flip that story. With structured data from start, one central place to see everything, and automated workflows that keep the process moving without you chasing anyone. Whether it's hiring, project intake, customer onboarding, or even field inspections, if you're still relying on email for data collection, you're working too hard. Here's my challenge to you. Before end of the week, replace just one of your email-based processes with a Smartsheet form. You'll see the difference instantly, and remember SSPM Consultants is here to help. We can set up forms and workflows, train your team to make the most of Smartsheet, even build custom solution, custom dashboards to give you real-time insights and much more. So let's say goodbye to inbox chaos and hello to clear, fast, reliable data collection. Thank you for joining, and I can't wait to see what you build. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you, Lavanya, for such an insightful session. I hope everybody has enjoyed it and you have been able to unlock the true power of Smartsheet Forms now, and you're looking forward to bring it in real time use. Thanks once again. So now let's go to the Q&A round and let's see if we have any questions. I think we have one. So Lavanya, would you be able to answer this, please?
What type of validation are available on a Smartsheet form? We have number, text, email. So based on the column type, you can go ahead and select your validation.
Thank you so much, Lavanya, for answering that. There is one more. So Ranbir is asking, can a free user be able to create forms in Smartsheet?
So the free user, I don't think they can create on Smartsheet, but they can definitely use the public Smartsheet link to answer.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that as well. Are there any other questions, Ranjan? Could you please post them? Let's wait for a minute. Okay, if we have no more questions right now, I would like to thank once again everyone for joining this webinar. And now we have some exciting updates to share with you all. So let's see that. Can we please move to the next slide? Yes. So there is an event, PM SAC 25, which is going to happen next month in September at Hyderabad. We are going to be there. The entire SSPM consultants team would be attending this event, and here we are going to have our own personal booth where we can meet you all in person, understand your real-time business problems, and give you live demonstrations about Smartsheet, its features, as well as try to give you a glimpse about a customized solution for you in order to overcome your business challenges that you are going through. So if you're in Hyderabad, or if you're planning to travel there, we would be more than happy to meet you in person and engage with you there. So please, hoping forward to see you all there. please do join us with this event. And details, we are in the process of drafting a mail where the booth number, the exact location, and all of the details along with the timings would be shared with you all soon. So thank you so much, everybody, once again for joining today's webinar, and thank you so much, Lavanya. Let's move
Thank
ahead to
you
the
so
next
much.
slide. Yeah. Let's move ahead to the next slide. I'll just share our contact details with you all so that how you can reach out to us. So this is our contact number, our company's website, where you can go ahead and reach out to us for any problem related to Smartsheet, any queries that you have, or even just one-on-one consultation as well. Um, we have
And
a
we have a
question.
question.
Yes.
Is SSPM available to help clients from all over the world or just US? We are available to help clients all over the world, Sai, Tej, Kanumali. So I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, and we would be more than happy to assist you all.
Yes.
Despite the location, yeah, we are always available for everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's webinar. If we have no more questions, we can wrap this up. And we are looking forward to see you ahead in the coming series of our webinars. Thanks once again. Have a
Yes.
great day.
Thank you all.